What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. It's me, your girl, Shireal Renee. That's an inside joke. Anyways, and my husband is here.
Henry, I'm waiting.
Can you let
okay,
me
go
do
ahead.
me?
Go ahead. Do you?
Dang. And my husband is here.
What's up, y'all?
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I'm
good. I'm
so
good. I'm
sorry.
so good. You know what? You already got enough battery in your back for today. I don't need to
Who am I
gas you
talking
no
to? Am I
more.
talking to Shireal or Shireal Renee?
Shireal Renee.
Okay,
That's who's
so
in the
let that be
building
clear,
today.
y'all.
Let it be clear.
Shireal Renee is not my wife. Shireal Renee is the stage, the camera lights. Shireal Renee, that's her.
I am also your wife, though.
Every husband will understand this. You got a wife, and you got that ain't even my wife right there. Like that's somebody totally different, and it's in a positive light. It's not in a negative light.
It is not. That don't sound positive at all.
I wish I could ask the producer that question right now, like, because I think they would understand.
I think that you are digging a hole for yourself that you might not be able to get out. That's what I think.
I love to dig.
Okay. That just went left real fast. Anyways, y'all. So we're very excited. This year has been nuts in so many ways. It started out not like the great, well, I don't even know. It started out wild and it's continuing to do its own version of wildness. So we're really excited to announce some things about the podcast. So as you all know, for those of you who have been following us, we relocated to North Carolina last year.
2 years ago.
Has it been 2 years?
It'll be 2 years this September.
That is wild. That is wild. Okay, so going on 2 years, we relocated to North Carolina, and it was a big shift for us. Um, our whole like foundation was in Connecticut, and we uprooted our family and took this leap of faith to come here. All of the people that supported us that we knew, like with the podcast, with so many other things that we were involved in that was established in Connecticut. So moving here was a huge risk.
Absolutely.
And not just a leap of faith, but I think courage, right?
It was well worth it. Like not seeing what's in front of you, that's what faith is, and we acted on that. Not only acted on it, we moved on it. We accepted it and was like, well, God, we just believe whatever you have for us is for us and us only. Like sometimes I think your blessings are not attached to certain people being family. Like you got to leave your family to really receive what God has for you. I feel something bubbling up when I said that because you just never know. Like, and God put us in position to be able to leave home on a great note. Family was, they were sad, they were crying, some were upset and didn't understand, but sometimes you can't understand until you see it later on. And that's what happened for us.
And it's been this really, really great journey. We have met people in our community who feel like family, feel like we've known them for years. Henry and I are I'm like most parents, are very protective of our children, but these are people we trust our children with that we've only known for almost 2 years. We've met,
and vice versa.
We've become a big part of our children's sports and school community. Just a lot of things are happening. And even one of the big things we were really nervous about was like the podcast, because now we got to start fresh with like meeting people and talking with people about the podcast and engaging and the networking that we would have to do. But God has really made it effortless, I guess. So we're saying all this to say we're growing, and we are actually going to be having a live podcast event on April 12th that we're really, really excited about.
And nervous.
And nervous. No, more nervous than excited, but it's happening, and it's happening all through just listening to the Lord and following his instructions. So if you are in the Charlotte, Gastonia area, we just want to shout out EJ's Soul Food and Vegan Restaurant in Gastonia. on Cox Road.
Mhm.
We're gonna be there on April 12th doing a live podcast. We're so excited about. So if you're again in the area, please come down and check us out. We
Yep.
also want to shout out our new producer, Beyond Normal Productions. We're really excited. This is another God moment. We were literally after church one day.
In a restaurant, mixed restaurant, and we saw the young man with a camera, and you know me, if y'all know me, I'm gonna speak to any and
I
everybody,
tell y'all that
whether
all
it's
the
good or
time.
bad. And I said, "Hey, what you got going on?" And we just started talking and connecting, and then found out he from Connecticut, just like us. So we was like, "Oh shoot, that's family for real." And then what you see right here, this is God, like, because prior our podcast had a blank canvas
We were
behind
working with
us.
what we had. We had a house and we had a camera and we had a wall. So
That's it.
so that's how it had to happen for the 4 years, right?
Exactly. And so, God has placed us in position to meet and connect, and here you have this different setup, for everybody. So you just never know. Just keep following God, keep moving on the vision and moving on what he says,
Mhm.
because he already has things in place. You just need to hurry up and get there. And that's what being obedient is about.
It
Who
really is. It really is. And what's so dope too, like I said, it's been effortless. Like Henry, we were sitting in a restaurant and Henry talks to everybody. He talked to Kenneth. I hope you're okay with me saying your name. Talked to Kenneth. He owns a production company. We're like, what? You got a podcast? We podcast. So it was so effortless. But that's the types of things that are happening just because we took a leap of faith. Like, so everything that we're really doing is about elevation with the podcast and within our marriage, within our family. We're just really
mm,
what?
our son just came to me, boop, right from the
Let's
Lord.
hear it.
So even with EJ's soul vegan and soulful, I'm gonna tell you how that happened. Now this is when we first moved down. I'm Ubering.
Yes.
I'm Ubering. I pick up the guy. I'm thinking he just ate, but he ended up being one of the owners. And I drop him off. We're talking. He's unmarried at the time. And then when we went to the restaurant a year and a half later to talk about doing the podcast there, I said, "Hey, I know you, brother. Da 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 da. Doing Uber." He was like, "Yeah." So we connected, and I'm like, connection breeds trust, because he knew me. He connected with me in that car ride, and we talked.
Mm,
Then it was like when you see me in person with you, and we propose a podcast there. It was love. It was like, yeah, that's no problem. And then to find out he was married now to the owner officially. They
mhm.
were partners, but now they're married. And so that was even a blessing, like saying, like, okay, married and business together, which is what we actually have going on here too.
Right.
So you just never know when God puts people in your life, how you operate, how they will accept or receive or even move from what you expose to them, or how how you do them, how you treat them. Excuse me, I'm fumbling on my words, but whatever. You just never know. All right, take over, babe.
No, but
Take
I
over.
think it's no, but honestly, if you think about it, like you said at that time you were doing Uber, right?
hmm
Which was something you did not want to do, right?
I
But when we
did.
moved here again, we took a leap of faith. So my job,
Humbling
I can
experience.
work
Can I say that?
anywhere, but Henry had to change essentially careers when we moved down here. But it took a while to like find a job and all that. So he was doing Uber and he hated it. But it was like every time it was so interesting during that time. I don't know if you remember this. Every time you came home, you were like, yo, you'll never know guess who I met. Oh, you'll never know what happened. Oh,
Mm,
so God was putting these people in your life that were somebody that could potentially be a good network, a good connection. And like you said, because you're just the person that you are, you made sure those connections were like a building of a bridge. They were all like
mm.
you were like, I had this dope conversation with this person and it was so
That's
so
good. That's
cool.
good.
And then they gave me their card and I'm gonna connect with him. And then also this is like one of my husband's gifts. It's not my gift, but this is his gift. Henry has a way of meeting someone, remembering their face, knowing their name. Like, that is a gift for him. When he meets someone and you tell them their name, he's gonna remember you. And then the next time he see you, he gonna treat you like y'all grew up together. Like, he has that gift. I don't have that gift. So when y'all see me, and I don't look for that from me, but he that is his gift. And so
Don't look for that from me.
no, don't, because I don't want, that's not the expectation for me.
Wow.
Like, I will be nice, but I don't remember names. I don't remember faces, and I feel bad ish, not really, but that's just who I am. So, but Henry got the gift. So that's something that's really cool
I,
about the Uber experience.
yeah, but I think that's good for you as a wife that you are the opposite of me in that sense because you can see the enemy trying to attack.
I can.
You can see the snakes in
That
the
discernment
ground.
is real over here.
You know what I'm saying? You can see what I don't see. I could
Hmm.
be like, oh no, that's not you. Like Henry, mm-mm.
But I don't know. Don't feel right. It don't feel
Yeah,
right.
and but also I think that's good in a marriage. You need that balance because somebody got to be the watchman on the wall.
Yeah, that is me, the watchman. I'm the one that prays with the eyes open. Everybody be holding hands up like, yes, Lord. Yes. So, no, but for real, like you're right. It is good that we have that balance. So
Hmm.
I think the whole point of all of this is elevation. We are at a place of elevation, but to get to that place, it wasn't necessarily always something that was welcomed. It wasn't necessarily always something that we wanted to do. Um, and it wasn't ever always something that was planned. So I know over the last couple of weeks, we've been kind of touching on this crazy that we went through this year. And I don't know how deep I feel like going into it, but I feel like we do need to make mention of at least a little bit of what happened, just because I'm the type of person where people get on my nerves when it's too vague. Y'all see how I was last episode when Henry was like, he would not tell me the girl's name. Like, that is annoying for me, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I don't want y'all to not want to come back. So, excuse me. So we want to give you a little insight into what we've been going through. So in January, um, surprise, we were pregnant. Um,
And we were pregnant for some time and
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah,
We were pregnant since around
October.
October.
Hmm.
So our child, our son,
And the fact that
within
he knows that it's a boy should let you know how far along we are. Because anybody who's had a baby, you don't find out right away. Like, there's weeks or months that have to go by before you
yeah,
can.
at least to like the towards the end of the first
Yep,
trimester, you find out the sex of the child.
you can. So literally,
Mhm.
when we went to the doctor, they're like, "You're pregnant, but you're so pregnant, you have to take all the tests right now." So it
Mhm.
was like, we need to get you caught up to speed. You've missed your first trimester. So it was it was very emotional because I am over 35, which means I'm automatically high risk. We weren't planning to have any more children.
Over 35? Nah, baby.
Anyways,
Nah.
we weren't planning to have any more children. We had just moved, like, all the things, right? It was just like not planned. So at first I was like,
Shocked.
what, like,
Super
Lord,
shocked.
what in the F? Um, y'all know how I talk to God. But but it took a little while to like get adjusted to that. And then it was all this medical stuff now, again, being high risk and all these additional doctor's appointments. And we live in like the Gastonia area, and like a lot of the doctors were in Charlotte. So it was just like all these elements that were being added to
Mhm.
our life really quickly. But we were not prepared. And now I'm a planner. So I just started thinking about all the ways, all the things that we needed to do, all the things. And so it was a lot happening at once. And then literally like,
Then we have appointments, more appointments, and I'm with her for most of the appointments, if not all of them. And there was one specific appointment that I couldn't go to. I'm at work, and my wife calls me, and she's hyperventilating, and I'm in the middle of something with my staff, and I said, "What's wrong?" And she goes and she says, "They can't find a heartbeat." And when she tells me that, I immediately say, I have to go right now. I'm leaving. And to hear those words were such a crazy impact on not only us, but for me, because this wasn't the first time that we've been through this. This was the third time. The first two times we didn't know the sex of our child. It was early to say, but this pregnancy was different. It was like we knew it was a boy. We named him. Our children were aware of them potentially having a brother. And then I almost cried in one of the visits because I heard a heartbeat and I was like, wow, like this is real. Like we have this opportunity now. And then for that to come, and she tells me that, now mind you, I didn't even have the car. I was like, I got to go right now. I'm calling an Uber. Boom. I'm in the Uber. I'm going through stuff emotionally. I want to talk about it because I'm nervous and I'm scared, but I don't because I don't know who they are. And I end up saying things and I talked to the guy and I said, man, I'm sorry. I'm just going through this situation. Da da da. We're pregnant. Oh, congratulations. I was like, yeah, but and I released that information saying that my wife is we don't hear the heartbeat of our child. And there's a high percentage rate that the child will not be alive. And then in the car, he begins to cry, and I'm looking like, why is this man wiping his eyes and his tears? And he's like, I understand. I've been through that same exact thing with my wife. And for him, it was 13, 14 years ago. But he says, we put up a Christmas tree and kept it up because they were going to be born around that time. He was like, and I just threw the tree away like a few days ago to signify that I was going to be a father at one time. And to hear you talk about it was kind of what I tell you, like a release for him
Mhm.
because he never really talked about it. And as I'm talking to him through this situation, I'm nervous, but he's getting like a type of healing from it because it's like I can release now. Like somebody else understands or they go through. We get there, I get there, I get to the hospital and I can't explain it, but when you know that your partner who God has placed in your life is in shambles and they're hurt and it's like picking up the pieces, but at the same time you trying to pick your pieces up too because you're hurt and I'm hurt because she's hurt. But I'm dealing with that loss too of a father. Like I really lost a son. And it was just tough. And we're still grieving. We're still going through the process together. We're still podcasting about it. We're still talking about it from time to time. We're still trying to not think about it because when you think about it, it gets tougher. The days get longer, the emotions get heavier, and then the children, they'll say from time to time, oh, yeah, our brother died, or I'll miss, and they'll say his name, I miss such and such. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I would say it's just tough right now.
Yeah. But so there's again, we'll talk about that more later. But I think the interesting thing about this whole episode and what we kind of ended with through that experience is again, Henry was in an Uber and he met a person who needed to hear what we were going through. And I think that really relates back to this platform that we have here. We've talked about how God really made this a mission, ministry for Henry and I. And it's really important that we continue to do this even through the pain, even through the hurt. And it's important that we're always very vulnerable and honest and transparent because our prayer is through that through that, it heals somebody else.
Yeah.
So again, we'll can dig into that a little deeper next time. But until next time, we really appreciate y'all
Yeah. Thank
for
y'all.
being with us. We appreciate all the new places God is putting us in, the new people that we're able to meet. And hopefully that can be you on April 12th at EJ's Soul Food and Vegan if you're in the Gastonia, Charlotte area. So
Come and check us out.
come check us out.
Listen, this is not just it's more than a podcast, y'all. It is like Shireal said, it's a ministry. It's something to help marriages, not only help but to heal, and to build and grow off of. We don't just sit on the mic and talk. Like, this is real. The things we go through, the things we release, is not for your laughing entertainment. It's for you to get something, and hopefully you can grow from it, because we definitely grow throughout our process, and it helps us. This is our way to connect. This is another level of intimacy for us, talking things out.
Yep.
So again, thank you. Reach out to us, marriageunmastered at gmail, marriageunmastered.com, marriage unmastered at Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere. We thank you again. All right. Peace.
Bye.